I'm Daniel Khan. I'm based in Paris. I've been working at QS for 14 years now. And my role within QS is really to partner with business schools to help them to supply data so that we can rank them correctly. I help with the analysis of the rankings and then help to publish the rankings so we can help the business schools attract more talent to their programs, but also to help applicants really to choose the right business school for them. So QS has been producing rankings since 2004. And now we produce many different types of rankings at institution level, so university level, it can be subject level, regional level, and also program level. And the program level rankings are the ones where we evaluate the MBA program or specialized master's programs. And we've been doing that since 2017. And the methodology is really borrowing bits from the university level rankings, which we have been doing since 2004, combined with factors which are important for the typical MBA or business school applicant. Earlier on, let's say in 2017, the ranking was attracting schools which were typically ranked with other rankings, such as Financial Times, The Economist. And as time has progressed, we rank more and more schools. So actually the diversity, the ranking has increased. And the main point is that we have increased the ranking. And I think this year we will be ranking around 300 MBA programs. And we've increased the ranking not just from your typical regions for MBA programs such as Europe and North America, but also now we are looking at more programs and to specify specifically accredited programs in the Middle East, in Asia, in Latin America. So I think this is the biggest change which has happened since from the start of the ranking. So the methodology of the ranking has the applicant in mind, and the applicant for a business school differs in terms of what is important than when a applicant is looking at universities. So the criteria which the applicants are telling us are the most important are employability, which carries around 40% of the weighting, which is nearly half. Value for money. So an MBA is definitely a big investment, and we want to make sure that we are evaluating correctly how much the opportunity costs are versus the sort of graduation salary and the projected graduation salary growth as well, salary growth. Alumni outcomes, how successful the alumni have been from the institution itself. Thought leadership, which is 15%, and we're looking at the academic reputation of the business school. And lastly, diversity, 10%, which is a typical factor which is used within other business school rankings as well, where we look at the diversity within the classroom, but also within the faculty. So the university rankings has 40% on academic reputation, because it's deemed that academic reputation is how you measure the quality of a university in terms of the research and the academic that they are producing, and the research that they are producing as well. So when we came to business school rankings, and we knew employability was much more important than the academic reputation, we changed the weighting there. We also take data directly from the business schools, which we validate, such as salary data, which is validated through a set of standards called the MBA CSCA standards. We take other data as well, but one thing to bear in mind is the more data you take from the business school, the more, let's say, the easier it is for a business school to maybe twist the data they are providing. So what we try and do is limit that as much as we can, but we still think it's important for a business school to provide data for the ranking, such as we are doing now. Thought leadership section is 15%, and that's divided for the academic survey, reputational survey, which QS runs, also the faculty which possess a PhD, and the research output which the business school is producing. Now, the academic survey, which QS runs, which carries 10% of the weighting, is a yearly survey. We survey thousands of academics. And then when we're doing the business school ranking, we really segment the survey by expertise within the sort of business and management and finance, accounting subjects, which are relevant to a business school. And it's really a type of peer survey, but actually one of the most, well, actually I think it's the biggest in the world in terms of response rate. Feedback we get from applicants is when making the decision to apply to business school, we see rankings as being around the third most popular choice of source of where they look to when choosing their business schools. With this in mind, I think it's important for applicants to use the ranking to make a shortlist of different business schools they want to look at. And the ranking can be used to make a shortlist in different ways. But my recommendation would be to filter it by the country they're looking to go or the region they're looking to go. But then look at the individual criteria, such as you can filter by the schools which are the most diverse or the schools which have the best value for money. So I think it's important to use those extra data points as well, which we provide on the table of the ranking to really make that shortlist. And I think that's really important when looking at the ranking rather than just looking at the top 10 and then going away. The QS rankings are around half of the methodology is devoted to reputation. So as I discussed already, academic reputation, but also employer reputation. And we find that reputation doesn't change drastically year on year. It can take a long time to build a reputation. Also, it can be very short-lived as well. And the reputation can be destroyed in 5 minutes, as we know. So with this in mind, the rankings do keep quite stable, and you always find the similar schools near the top, I would say, and in similar terms to let's say a football league, where you would find the Manchester United, the Arsenal, the Chelsea at the top, and near the bottom it changes year on year. So I think this is something to bear in mind when looking at the ranking with a pinch of salt. There are 3 major accreditation bodies in terms of international accreditation for business schools: AACSB, AMBA, and EQUIS, which is run by EFMD. Now, we look at these lists because we know these business schools which have been accredited by these organizations have been accredited on a number of factors. And these lists really do help us to show which schools are making those, let's say, extra effort to be internationally recognized and to have international applicants and attention. So that's one factor. Another factor is we look at where the employers are telling us and where the MBA employers are telling us they are recruiting from. And this can help us also to direct our attention to which schools should be in our ranking list and are popular amongst applicants at the moment. There's criteria to be eligible for rankings, and accreditation is one criteria. So there's only a certain amount of accredited business schools out there, even though there are more and more accredited each year. At the moment, we rank 1,200 universities in the World University Rankings, and that's at university level. And there are universities which are really proud to be even in that list and even promote themselves if they are number 800 in the world. I think there are certain rankings out there which only go up to 100, and this can create a misguided vision of what the business school world looks like, because there are a lot more than 100 business schools out there. And if you are ranked 99 out of 100, this might not look very good, even though you have made the top 100 list. But if you're ranked 99 out of 300, 400, 500, then actually it's showing that you are a very good business school. So our intention with these business school rankings is really to increase. We'll see how far we can go. There are 800 business schools accredited by AACSB at the moment, and more by the other accreditation bodies. So we're hoping to change the ideas of the business school applicant to realize there are more than 100 business schools out there. And if your business school is ranked, the business school you're looking to go is on the ranking, then you can have an idea and benchmark its performance against others as well. So we want a bigger list to really help applicants as well to benchmark and to make that decision. The ranking that we're going to be releasing in September has around a 20% increase in the number of programs which have participated. So hopefully this year we will be going past 300 programs for the full-time MBA ranking. We are going to be showcasing a lot more business schools from more diverse regions, as mentioned, from the Middle East, from Latin America. And I think it's very stable ranking as well compared to other rankings which have been produced post-COVID. And stability comes from the fact that reputation is measured over a 5-year period. So the reputation of a business school has not been damaged immediately, I think, post-COVID, and we will see the effects of that in later years.